recording.
Let's do a little snowmobiling up here, some skiing, and 11, almost 11,000 feet right here. Wow, it's like another planet. It's 47 degrees.
Can you store some of this up for Amarillo?
No kidding, we need to bottle some of this. All right, so Mr. Duke, thinking about the Idaho BDR, we just did it. What were your thoughts on your motorcycle? We're both running Africa Twins, DCT transmissions. Mine's a 2016. Duke is an Adventure Sport 2018. So Duke, and we're also both running Heidenau K60 tires front and rear, and they're wearing very well. So Dick,
absolutely, I'm very impressed with the tires. They got us up there. It took about 1,500 miles or so to get there, and wore off a little tread. But certainly, there was plenty of tread left for the entire BDR. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do the entire BDR because some of the mountain peaks were just snow covered. Even though we ran into some snow and mud and ice, we just couldn't make it to some of the tops. We were about a month and a half too early, I guess.
Hey. All right. So what were you saying? Are you there? Okay. So, what were you saying before I interrupted?
We just couldn't make it all the way with all the different parts. The parts we did, great, the dirt, and gravel, and a little bit of expert area. These tires held up really well. I'm very impressed with the African Twin, the strength and reliability of it, the ability to set the settings, the gravel mode, all that kind of stuff. Really got us through everything we needed to get through. We did oil changes, at least I did, before coming out here. My sprocket, my change is kind of going out right now. I've got 17,000 miles on it. That won't be a problem. We changed our front sprocket to 10,000. And all along the way, we changed both the front and rear as well as the one of the problems that we have on the bike, I don't think there's any.
No. What did you think about the taking these big monstrous bikes over some of those baby head fields we went across? What was your thoughts of the suspension and handling? Did it ever feel top heavy for you?
It did not, and I think that's because of riding experience and learning techniques and how to ride. Not to say I'm an expert by any means. I've only been riding this thing for a year. But I've been to the Stabrew school and certainly watched my share of YouTube videos how to ride, practice very hard, and just went for it. And I'm sure some of the videos will show that. But, I was surprised at how loaded our bikes were that I never bottomed out. And my suspension set right in the middle. So this Adventure Sport has done very well, very capable.
Yeah, I've rebuilt my suspension front and rear. I had my rear shock redone with Race Tech gold valves and a new spring, and it's just, man, it's the perfect bike for me. I wouldn't want any other bike. And what did you think about the torque?
There were several times that we had an open space, and in the sport mode here, we just moved up to about 50 miles an hour in no time. Flat surface, going straight ahead. And then the engine braking, you come into a turn, it stops very well, so you can have to do some braking.
So what do you think about the DCT transmission? Do you think that helped you on the BDR?
Unbelievable. I could not have done it without. I would have fallen so many more times. Not to mention these CD boots are very stiff, and I could not change gears like that.
Did you, the thing that I noticed, when we kept the bikes balanced, I got about, 45, 50 pounds of gear on my bike. You probably got about the same. And the way that the Africa Twin is it's just built to handle heavy loads. I just never felt the load. And now when we had to pick up a couple of these Africa Twins, I felt trying to pick it up, took two people, but you keep the bike balanced and you never feel the load at all. And I wouldn't want to have done it on a smaller bike. I wouldn't want to have done it on a bigger bike. This is just a perfect bike for me. And the DCT is just what does it for me. It's just so much fun.
Certainly we could have done it on smaller bikes. The only problem is we're gone for a couple of weeks. We wanted to carry camping equipment, change clothes, all that kind of stuff. You need a lot of equipment.
Yeah, and then also, you know, you do 100 miles of difficult trail and then you jump on the highway for 200 miles. And these bikes just, for me, it's just the perfect combination. So I can't say enough good things. Did you ever feel the K60s were lacking, or did they meet all your needs?
Another requirement.
Yeah, two of them.
They met all my needs. I never slipped with them where I expected them not to slip. We went over sharp rock and stones. Kind of worry about it, but these things never had a problem.
And then also, I think we had a little bit of rain just about every day, even going up through New Mexico and Colorado. We had rain just about every day. And did they ever step out on you?
Not at all. There's 10,900 feet, by the way. You're right. We did have a lot of rain, an inordinate amount of rain, but they held the trip just fine. Now, we certainly wouldn't push them 60 miles an hour around tight curves in the rain, but we were prudent with them. Never slipped.
This is your first trip with your Climb. You got the Carlsbad jacket and the Climb Carlsbad pants. This is your first trip with Gore-Tex gear. What were your thoughts on that?
I don't know what took me so long. It's not the cheapest brand and outfit, but I sure love it. I think I may have told you that once or twice on this trip.
I think you did mention it once or twice.
I will never go back to anything else. So coming through the heat in northern Texas, you know, you zip it up and sweat a little bit, but you get a little evaporative cooling going. Out here, there's no wind. You get through it, you just zip it up, you go. I'm feeling fine. It's 47 degrees out. I'm not cold. I just got blue jeans on underneath and a light shirt.
What did you think about the, since it's already waterproof, that whenever you hit the rain, you don't have to do anything?
That sure helps. We had a bunch of guys with us early on that slowed us up a little bit. Hopefully they don't see this video. But, I mean, every time the rain comes, they're stopping and putting on the cheap gear. And I think I see Steve's gear, new gear every time he goes out, because that crap just wears out, you get the hole in it. This Gore-Tex is fabulous. You just press right through the rain or shine.
So what were your thoughts? One thing that, you know, my gear, I've used it for years. My camping gear, my riding gear, I'm really set. But the one thing that changed for me this time was I've always worn sunglasses. And I lost them up there on the snowpack at Mark's Peak in Idaho. And so I've been riding with my night glasses, and I'm using my sunshade on my helmet, and I really like this system a lot better than wearing sunglasses.
I have a pair of sunglasses that are shaded from dark to light that I use when I do my flying. And I have them with me, and I haven't used them on this trip yet. I have these sunglasses, or the glasses I'm wearing now will darken up as the sun gets to them. But I'm using my shade right now on the helmet, and I love it. It doesn't get in the way. Sometimes it's kind of hard to read the iPhone where you need to go, but you know, that's just me. I need to wear prescription type glasses all the time.
Okay, so you mentioned iPhone, so let me ask you this. Which system do you think worked better on this trip, the Garmin or the iPhone applications, like Copilot and Guru?
Well, you used those a lot more than I did. I had a hard time with my Garmin that I primarily was my navigation system, and converting the tracks to routes. And sometimes the machine would get confused and try to take me back to the start point. So, there's some issues there. As long as we have a couple of different ways, of course we have the paper map, and I would follow along with that. I try to use at least 3 different methods of navigation, if not the 4th, just knowing where I am, getting around that way.
There's the bear tooth to the right over there. You see it?
If I look at it, I'll fall over.
So what about your camping gear? Anything you're going to change or do different? Everything work out well?
Well, I did have to change out my tent after using my Marmot Light, I think it is, E2. The older version had a little window in it, and that thing fell out, fortunately, a couple of weeks ago on another camping trip. And the new one I bought doesn't have a window, so it's a lot more waterproof. I enjoyed it. It's got a little bit more square corners, gives me a little bit more room, but it's also the light, Marmot Light, whatever it is, Limelight, I think it's called. So it's just a newer version. To be fair, Marmot said they would repair my old one. To not be fair, they said it only took 5 months. So I sent it in a month ago. So I only got 4 months to wait for that tent to be fixed. Another bugger. Let's see, I love my sleeping bag. It's not a mummy, it's a full-size sleeping bag, but it has certainly a nice little hood on it. So if you don't have that, you definitely want to use some kind of hat over your head at night to keep the warmth in. And I'll get you the other brand names of my my air mattress that I use. It's about a $100 air mattress.
Was that a
very nice?
Was that a Climate? KLYMET?
It might have been orange.
Yeah, I think it's a Climate. Yep.
Yeah, it takes about 3 minutes to blow up, so it's no big deal. You're not going to faint blowing the thing up.
So if you had to do this trip again, now that what you know, what would you ride anything different? Would you wear anything different, or would you camp anything different?
Well, I'm still waiting for my LD Comfort to come in. I know you use that quite a bit. These jeans are a little heavy. I'd probably cut down on the clothing, just a tad. But I am very pleased with what I packed. Fortunately, yeah, this isn't my first BDR, so I'm kind of familiar with what to expect. BDR itself was easy enough for a modest rider. I'm happy. I'm ready to go out and do another one. Pretty much the same equipment.
Yeah, I'm just, I use that Hennessy hammock. I use a hammock gear top quilt. I use an Arrow quilt for my bottom quilt, and then I carry a couple of tarps. Depends on how I set up, and also have my Tenza hammock stand. So, yeah, my gear would still be exactly the same. Wouldn't change anything different. So. All right, so Duke, I will say that you were the perfect riding partner for me. You camp well, you ride well, our riding styles are very similar, our bladders are on the same schedule, our tummies are on the same schedule. Just couldn't have been more perfect, so I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you, Kevin, for being so perfectly honest. And I enjoyed your company as well.
All right, so we're going to come off Beartooth Pass and go enjoy Chief Joseph Highway.